unfolding?
Yeah, well, Waratahs will be, as I mentioned earlier, really wanting to try and open up their forward line to give their three big tools some more space to move into. Wanderers, on the other half, they've been